I got Coolicc in the building. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
All right. Good. I can hear myself too. Make sure everything's running.
How things been going, brother?
Good. Just got back from the gym, ate a little something. Trying to keep this weight loss going on. Yeah. Just constantly trying to keep that going because it's a process for me. Some people can lose weight faster or better, whatever, but I have to be very consistent with it.
You know, it's mighty funny you talking about that because usually I get up about 6 o'clock every morning. I had to call well, actually two ladies now, and another one because now I'm got the nutrition certificate. They call me. They say we go out and walk and give me a bare bowl, eat meal, oatmeal, eggs or whatever. So I call them to make sure they go out and walk in the morning and pertain to their diet and stuff. To put it like that.
Right.
I think one
Right.
of them is 47, the other one is 36. But they were saying the same things. But I think she said that one of them said that she try and lose 20 pounds. The other one said try and lose about 40. So I said, well, it ain't no time to start now. Why don't you get up and walk one day? They call an app called Duo or whatever.
Right.
She said she didn't want to do it. But if I got on the Duo app and walk with her, I'm like, she could do it. If she lives about an hour away. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So I'm
Right.
glad that you trying to take care of your health and stuff like that. That's a good thing there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You gotta work out. You gotta do it.
I was yeah, man, you've been is what they call in YouTube purgatory, I guess, lately.
Yeah, YouTube jail. I did the video with Dr. Phil Valentine. They what they do to it. They said it was medical misinformation, and all he was talking about, from what I remember, he was saying like the numbers in India, how it doesn't reflect. It's not really factual, and it isn't. And I don't know if you've seen the articles lately from NBC and ABC. They've been talking about it's actually a fungus or mold that's causing it due to diabetes and steroid use.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he was just saying a number thing, and then when it came out, so what he was saying was not medical misinformation. So they flagged my shit, took the video down, and all that kind of shit. So, and it took down 2 other videos I did earlier. I got an email this morning, so that was funny. It was a copyright video.
Yeah, you because you had put it on Rumble, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, the woke police are going crazy right now. Or the thought police, right?
Right.
But I mean, as far as I'm looking at it, it's only going to get worse. It's about to get really, really crazy over the next couple months.
Right.
But I did, want you to talk about the now to be ancestor Paul Mooney and your thoughts on him. Let's start off with Paul Mooney. You gotta give Todd praise. Yeah, you even had a picture with him when you were younger, so that's very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. I saw a show with Dick Gregory and Mooney, and yeah, Paul. There's a stand up he did in Dallas. That's like one of the best stand ups I've seen. I think it was in 2009, maybe, when he did that. And he was just firing people up. He was just like on fire. His speed, his rhythm, his timing, the jokes, the content. He was talking about this, that. I mean, he was just slanging the whole room. And you had, a lot of people agreeing, now not just black but white. They're like, yeah, that's So just that particular stand up he did was just the best I've seen. I'm pretty sure back in the day he was whatever, but I felt like the older he got, the better he got, in my opinion, with his comedy. And he was a phenomenal writer. He's in a lot of movies, a lot of skits, a lot of stuff he's done, ghost writing for people. So he was a power source, and yeah, I appreciate the Moonies, and I've always liked his work.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about it, and I said, Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory, them guys, they had good satire, but the truth was always in their jokes. Or really, it's actually reality. But you can't even have hardly a conversation anymore of any satire.
You can't. Unless you're part of the DNC or some part of some club, you know what I mean? You can maybe stretch your stuff a little bit, but My belief is, you mentioned this guy the other day, Kwame Brown, when you called into my podcast.
We're gonna do a segment on him.
Yeah. I mean, you have to either do that, what he's doing, or you have to go to another platform and build your own, because you can't even say you don't like the color green.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do anything. You got all this fake, Asian hate stuff. Let's say you want to say, hey, I don't like this Chinese restaurant because they serve this particular meat that's not really meat. Well, they can put you under certain things because you said this, but you can kill a black person or kill somebody else, and there's no type of there's no wrongdoing with that. So same story has been told many times. I'm just saying that black folks, the so-called black folks, should have been had their own media. Because I'm tired of YouTube.
Because as a matter of fact, I would talk about Paul Mooney. It's kind of funny, and my buddy just texted me, and he's a comedian actually, right?
Right.
He said we need to do a show with me, you, and Coolicc, because he's into comedy too. He's down here with me in Richmond. He does comedy. You maybe actually, you know what? This is, what I always say, Coolicc, ain't no time like the present. I might send him a link, try to tell him how on, because he does comedy. He actually does comedy. He made a comment about this thing. You know what he said?
What did he say?
They asked him, have you made it? I mean, they said, well, the stuff you saying gonna cancel you, right?
Right.
He said, I ain't made it nowhere, so they can't cancel me.
Well, like Rex, he made a point. He said, I'm trying to remember what he said. He said, basically, back in the day that could be applicable, but now, they can keep you away from everything if you're speaking the truth. So, whether you're be famous or not, you're gonna be, be censored. You're gonna have your IP labeled, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, look at my stuff. I don't even get a lot of views, and they take my shit left and right down. And yet other people that are talking about shots and all this kind of shit. And you have to ask why their videos, like I was telling you before, Menard, months back, like, I'm not gonna name this idiot's name, but it's like he was saying all kinds of stuff, and then finally they took down his YouTube page. He's been doing that for years, but we know why they took it down, and not because of this stuff he was saying about the medical and all this. It was one thing he said, and he got off script.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna say this, as I always say, that when you get off script too much, right? I mean, like I said, the woke police. Now, let me say something about the woke police.
Right.
I'm just being dead honest. They just don't counsel. This guy said, "Well, this him right here, brother Paul Mooney flowing through me right now. I don't care." Like that. That's actually him too. But anyway, but make a long story short, the woke police counsel their own. They counsel anybody they don't agree with.
Right.
You can do everything you want to talk about the woke police. Now, speaking of that, we'll get back to Paul Mooney because I know you got to talk about. You brought up Kwame Brown, and like I said, like your cash app run that ball, right?
That's right.
Kwame Brown basically telling them guys that's all y'all do is run that ball and talk this shit, but y'all don't really want it because I ain't tired of no industry. I'm not tired of nothing. I'm gonna talk about y'all all day and what you gonna do about it.
And that's what they need to do. I mean, it's simple to me. I mean, this could have been done. What he's doing. I mean, some people don't like his language or whatever. I'm
not into moral compass right now.
I'm not either. I can hear both sides, the way people speak. Long if you're getting to the content and sticking to target. I don't care if you're cussing or not cussing. There's a time and place to do how you do. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of people are scared. They don't want to be in these circles. And they're being woke because now it's popular. These Matt Browns and these other people. Is it Matt Brown? Whoever.
Steven Jackson. Yeah,
these NBA, whatever. These circus clown animals, whatever they call them. I don't care because I don't care about the basketball and football. And the Kaepernick too. And Dick Gregory was talking about Kaepernick. He exposed that a long time ago. They're only doing it because the media allows them to, and it's popular now. They will not be doing that when it's not popular. Does that make any sense? Now is the thing to do to talk about all this black shit. And it's the thing to do now. But before, it wasn't the thing to do. But where were they at?
Well, let me say something about that. I'm glad you said that because let me tell you something, man. They say, what is it, Charlemagne when he got his lawyers on Kwame, right? I'm like, oh my God, you got your lawyers do a cease and desist. To me, it was funny satire, man. I've been watching the video just cracking up. I'm like, man, come on, Charlemagne. You can't take a joke, man. Or he got it, Jamel here, he told LeBron James, you're a fake activist and all that. But how many times have we said this, Coolicc, that we said this about LeBron James months ago, and these guys, they fake, man. They all fake.
Right. But who's
Kwame's
fake?
been saying what everybody else been saying. And you look at how much his following went up in the last couple of days, and they keep talking about his NBA career. He said, I'm not talking about no basketball. He said, right. I got land, man. He said he even talked about Biden and how he said the daggone, he compared them to the KKK. And he said, yo, whole black folks. I said, yo, this guy Kwame is going in. But he telling the truth. Because at first I'm like, Kwame, bro. I said, I got to watch this thing, man. And after I started watching this thing, I had to sit back and laugh and love every minute. Every time somebody sent me a Kwame video, I'm sitting there watching that jerk. I just want to hear what he got to say. Because they can't attack him, right? Because remember, they trying to keep their brand up, right?
Right.
They go out the way, they can be canceled. But he just making videos. See, he might drop some more stuff on him. Like he told Matt Barnes. He told him, you Becky with the good hair, and he said something about you a pretty boy, you need to hang out with Drake or something. Like, yo, this dude is really chopping it up, man. But it's true though. Matt Barnes probably could hang out with Drake. Let me say something, man. I got a friend in Houston, Texas, man.
Right.
We always talk about Drake. And you know what we consider Drake to be?
What's that?
You're right. Now you want to meet Kwame Brown. He is now a hero. He is probably somebody's hero right now. But we always say Drake, and we shouldn't give him all the credit for this, but Drake actually started bringing in a whole lot of simps, man. I'm telling you, the stuff Drake was rapping and singing, a lot of simps came out of it. He's not the only one to do it now, but he is one of the main ones I know is on some simp shit. Okay.
I'm not disagreeing on that. I just don't. How can I say it? I'm gonna say this: the Meek Mill thing. Remember that little beef they had? Yeah. I put all of them in the same circle. Him and that Frake. But I don't even want to waste my time on that thing because it's amazing what this industry is putting out and what people are listening to. That should have never happened. But when you have these people behind them that have the forces that be, whether it be street people, whether it be the industry people, this is who put him out there. So you got to ask, damn, how can I say this without saying it? Because I don't want to. Anyway, what I'm saying is the reason why he's still out there because he's got these street people behind him. I'm going to keep it at that, and the industry too. But Meek Mill, they're all in the same boat. I never liked this dude's music. He was just a long, thick-tongued Pennsylvania sounding rapper. He was a cornball. All of them, they're cornballs. But y'all listen to him. I don't listen to that shit. I listen to Ice Cube. I listen to Tech Nine, Tupac. I'm into shit like that. That shit.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, that's good. I mean, yeah. It is what it is. I mean, I'm just saying, But I'm glad that Kwame did this, and I'm telling you, at the end of the day, when the streets talk, this is what you get. I mean, hey, see, you can't be woke now. You can't come back with a woke response, if you get what I'm saying. You got to come back talking real, and they don't want to do that. He called on fake activists, and he told LeBron straight up, "You talking about men scared? You talking about you live in a gated community, man?" I'm like, yes, somebody finally is putting these woke people in their place. Call them out.
Like I was saying to you in other podcasts, I think I was on your show before. We had people. We need to call the people. Who we need to call out is the people watching these sports or these people talking about it. Whether it be these barbershops, whether it be at these bars. This is the problem. We need to attack these people verbally. We need to say, okay, you're the people putting the batter in their back. You're the people actually paying their checks. You're the people funding them to do all this stuff. So we really need to talk about the listeners. We need to talk about the viewers that are supporting these teams, black men or women, whoever. So this is who we need to be talking about right now. That'll be the next step, in my opinion. Talk about them because they're the problem. If they don't watch that shit, they're not going to be credible, right?
All right, I'm gonna throw something at you. So when I was at where was I at a couple weeks ago? Oh man, when I was in Atlanta, but I get to that later. I went to Atlanta a couple weeks ago, but that's okay. I'm not even worried about that right now. I get to that later in
Right.
the podcast. So I was out night my date or whatever, and I was like, dang, usually I don't know the cable got cut off in the bar or what, man, but they didn't have the game on. I said, yeah, I finally come to a bar where they ain't got a game on. How convenient, right?
Exactly.
So, but I don't know. That's because they didn't have the cable on or they didn't have the TV on. I don't know what that was. But normally, when you go to a bar or restaurant, they got the game on.
Exactly.
That's the only time I've really even seen the games. Yeah, I haven't really even watched the games because of some fact of, like I said, after all that BLM stuff, I told the guy, look, if they're going to come with the BLM stuff, I can't watch this shit. Wasn't even really watching that much anyway. After they started all this stuff, like 2016, 17, I kind of was watching it, but I kind of was like, sometime when they got too much into the BLM stuff, I was like, I'm like, I'm not this shit. But then when they went after last some of the George Floyd thing, they went so out there, you used to tell your boys, come on, watch a game or something like that, or you might watch a game here and there. After that, that's it. I can't deal with this stuff. I don't want to see this social justice bullshit because all y'all doing is driving this woke thing, and I'm just telling you, the LGBT has went wild doing this thing. They have went wild. I mean, they don't went completely. I mean, what was, I guess, like here and there. All right, let me start with this week. So I think my roommate that ain't here right now, we got locked up or whatever, but I think she had some cornflake box or whatever, right?
Right.
I probably eaten some cornflakes too one time, but I didn't even sitting up there for months. I said, wait a minute. I said, this Kellogg's got a box talking about some damn Pride Month, man. I picked up all them Kellogg's boxes she left on that counter, or I left on that counter, whichever one of us probably, and threw them Kellogg's box in the trash. I will not have these Kellogg's boxes. You supporting that crap, I'm throwing it in the trash, all right?
Right.
Next thing, me and you ain't got no children, but we wouldn't be buying Lego blocks right now, because Lego say for next month, they're gonna be selling rainbow blocks. I'm sitting there saying, these people done gone full-blown feminist woke. I mean, they are off the chain right now with this shit.
Right.
I said, and then the administration you got in the White House right now, yeah, they are driving engine behind it. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. When I was in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, the Atlanta Braves game was at 100% capacity, right?
Right.
First time, I think it was the first game. But I'm looking at this thing like, ain't y'all the same ones that said y'all was trying to boycott an All-Star game because of some daggone voting stuff, and you knew you were trying to get these. Let me tell you something, Coolicc. Remember they talked about all those votes and all that?
Right.
California, New York, Oregon, all lost seats in the House because of the dwindling populations.
Right.
On the census.
Right.
There's nobody living in them Democratic wasteland anymore. The people are moving out by the dozen. They're moving to Texas, Florida, South Dakota, and other places. You're having a migration right now.
Right.
So you couldn't have got all the votes to even win the election because you don't have the population. So what are you doing? You're bringing all these migrants in.
Right.
Legal migrants at that, right?
Right.
So now you get the agenda because they got to make up for, that's why they're trying to say they got to make up for that loss of population.
Right.
So that's why I say every time they keep saying it's us, I'm like, wait a minute. I know plenty of black folks moved out of California. You can't afford this shit no way, right?
Right.
I'm like, what's going on here? So what I'm saying is we just have to really think and say, what the hell is going on? You got major problems going on. You got, eviction moratoriums at the end. You got this problem. I mean, you got to deal with well, I'm gonna just say this: stop, no more marching, no more protesting, none of that shit.
Right.
Okay, because just yesterday, and I told you this 2 months ago, Coolicc, and you remember I told you, hey Coolicc, they got a bill right here on the desk. They trying to get through, and this is Asian American History Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just yesterday they passed a law, not an executive order. They made this a law.
Right.
And I told you a couple months ago they were trying to do this. I just know how fast they were coming with it down the pipe.
Right.
Okay, now by them making that law, that's gonna be hard to undo. So what they're basically saying is, it's really a form of crime bill too. Money to state, federal, and local authorities to monitor. They say they language barriers and all this stuff. I'm not even getting to all that. And then you got Biden sitting there that said, we must stop hate. We got to stop out hate. And he's saying they're scared to get vaccinated. They're scared to go walk down the street and go to the grocery store. Excuse me, man. Hello. Is anybody home in that thick school? Hey, black people, are you home? Because wait a minute. I have never seen an Asian that's scared to walk down the street. Matter of fact, I don't even see him in my street. Another thing. That's another problem. So they're scared to walk to the grocery store and all that. Then he said this. Now, this one you gotta really daggone wish you had a daggone thing, slap the shit out of somebody, man. The man said they built this nation and they don't get enough credit for it. I said, whoa. And then you got an Asian persuasion woman sitting right up there, and they come sign this and sign the law. And this thing was passed, I think 96-1 in the Senate. And I think 62 House members voted against it. They want to know why did they vote against it.
Right.
But I'm sitting there telling you, this means that a woman can go in a store, right?
Right.
And literally tell her, they would say, let's say she goes to the store and an Asian woman calls her a name or hits her or something, right? Police come. Who's the victim? It's not the Asian. It's going to be you.
Well, it goes back to the voting thing. You know, people that are falling for this mental illness tactic, you know, with these, let me say it like this so you won't get flagged, with the with the cloth thing on their face. You got to understand that's a mental thing. So, you know, people are believing that they're getting the jab and stuff like that. They should, yeah, they shouldn't be able to vote. And we look where we're at now. We use their selfishness, their ignorance, their nothingness. And here we are. But this is the generational pass down we had to deal with constantly over and over and over again. This is why I never say respect your elders. I only respect people that respect themselves. Therefore, you can respect them.
Well, let me say something about that. I'm glad you said that. And then we're going to use, for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to definitely use the word jab, right? You know, but I'm sitting there saying, I mean, they have gone to new lows. The day they put out a thing, if you take the jab, you get 14% of, 14% match on dating apps, Steak and Shake, lottery. I'm like, all this for a needle man? Dating apps, all this. I'm like, do you realize what they're hitting you with, man? Do you realize how many people really been getting screwed up by this thing, man? Also, there's reports that actually a carrier could pass, a person who took it could pass it on to another person. That's another thing. So what I'm saying is, we got to be really careful of what they're doing, because I'm like, giving away a Tesla, man. I'm like, what's going on now? I will say the good thing. Well, it's kind of good and it's kind of bad. It's kind of like a twofold thing.
Mm-hmm.
Corrections officers, police officers, firefighters, military are 4-8. And matter of fact, Mr. Fauci's NIH are 5 agencies that said that only probably from the low 30s to 60 percentile of all those agents have even took it. So that ought to tell you something right there. Right. So I mean, that just completely blew the cover off. I mean, and of course, Rand Paul was questioning him in the Senate,
Right.
which you realize he couldn't say it. But then, I mean, if we talk about this, we'd be on this all day long. But Fauci, John Kerry,
Don't talk about it too much because I didn't go.
I know, they all had a conference at the Vatican, and we know about the Vatican.
Right.
So
Right.
once you think about the Vatican, I mean, that's all you got. That's all I got to know. I mean, I ain't Aerosmith, a rock band. I'm like, so, but I'm just saying that we just got to realize well, no. Let me take that back. Me and you and Rex and others got to realize the game they're running. I don't give a damn about the stupid people. You can just go jump on the lake or something. Kill your ass. Shit. You dead weight anyway.
Well, all I'm saying is if I was the POTUS, I think that's what they say nowadays, the POTUS or SCOTUS or what, one of the SCOTUS, I would make sure people that were in this culture of what's going on now or voted for this administration, they would never vote again. I would make sure. I would.
You said I would make sure they never vote again, man.
No, their privileges of voting will be provoked, as they say. I couldn't. No, nope.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Now I gotta ask a question. So about this wave of feminism, and I think I got the book somewhere in here called "Against Feminism."
Right.
I also got the movie Buckbreaking. I gotta watch and give a analysis on it. But nevertheless, how do you think we combat this wave of feminism going across the world? Actually, probably not even just a year.
Well, we have to know feminism is the white woman's Ku Klux Klan. So we got to know that. That's the hierarchy of that. How do we combat it?
Yeah, how do we combat it?
Well, wow. Men would have to really be involved with who they are. What I'm saying is you would have to externally block out a lot of things. You damn near would have to create your own workplace, own gym, own gas station. You would really have to go there to get rid of it. And you would have to wake up in terms of how you're dealing with women every day in your life, whether it be someone you're trying to date, friend, co-worker, whatever it may be. You would have to change your whole psychology. And that goes deep. I got the manual for it, but not every man's going to do that. Because vagina is very powerful. It is, it's great, wonderful, but longevity wise, you have to go, okay, what about the future generation? I can't support this mess because feminism is worse than racism.
Okay, now here's the thing. You said that, right?
Uh-huh.
Now here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this. In a context, some people say it's worse than racism, right?
Oh, it is.
You're not the only person that said that, but actually, the feminist movement came out of racism. So that's the funny part about it.
That's what I'm saying. The hierarchy of feminism is the white woman's Ku Klux Klan. So what I'm saying is, like, when you look at the tactics and you look at the overall force behind it and what it's done, it's done worse than racism. Racism is number two. Feminism number one. But a lot of people they're not gonna get that. Too emotional, not logical, not understanding whatever. The you versus me thing, the man versus woman, they're not gonna get that. So, women our age that are with that shit, no matter what color, you have to go, your mind is hijacked and you're not gonna really carry on the next evolution of thinkers.
Well, I'm gonna say something. I mean, I don't see some stuff. I mean, daggone. Let me tell you something, man. Let me just break this Atlanta thing down. I was in Atlanta, Coolicc, and I got on the daggone elevator. It was like 5:30 in the morning. I said, "What the hell is going on in this motherfucker?" Dude looked at me, ducked his head like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow." I said, "Okay, now I see what's up. He got a training with him. I got it." I see what's going on. I was on the elevator where I said, man, dang old. Are they about to, no, he got caught. I mean, I thought maybe they wanted to jump on an elevator or something. But they saw me in the lobby again. They went back upstairs or whatever. But I'm like, man, I ain't trying to be down here, man. But,
But you have to ask, people have these mental disorders, with that stuff. And I'm not going to mention the word because that'll get you flagged. But you got to ask, why are they choosing that lifestyle too? Is it an abuse thing? Is it a fetish thing? Is it psychological, whatever? But also men. Well, yeah, but men rather go that route than deal with another woman because it's so whatever. But see, that's a weak-minded man. That's like that whole jail. That's like that jail thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And right now in jails, actually, they are transferring men into women's prisons in D.C., of course, actually. So,
wow, I didn't hear that. Talk about that. I didn't know about that. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's just saying that they can transfer into women's prison. They're trying to do it. I mean, even when I worked in corrections, we had a guy that was trying to transition to go. But okay. What I have to find out more is the transition, because now, he, she, pronouns crap.
Mm-hmm.
They done got so technical. Yeah, he might could say, I'm a she, all right, we throw you in there. So we had to find out how far they're going with it, because they're some of them transitioning. But I will say this, though. We were talking about, me and a brother named Victor, we were talking about, and he actually likes the show. JL has married the street court.
Yeah.
Okay. Fact. He was talking about this thing, about how they do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he's very disappointed because preachers and others are supposed to teach you about this stuff, right?
Right.
But they will not do it because they got too tied in the federal government. But now, let's get to the real deal. Where you get all these movements at, you went to American, right?
Oh, yeah.
All these, well, not all, but a majority of these colleges that are the Harvards, the Yales, the Princetons, the so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all preach from a Marxist communist ideology of learning.
Right.
And then they use it. But here's the thing now. They don't just use it on that level. They use it for CIA fronts as well. That's the other thing. Because CIA a couple weeks ago just put out a woke commercial, and a woman said, I am intersectional. So the CIA is actually funding a lot of this stuff as well. See, that's when you got to watch how they programming this thing, and they driving the engine.
Right.
Because when they drive the engine, you think you protesting something. No, they already told you what to protest. They are running on a script. I'm gonna give you another part of the script. And I be honest, tell me how you feel about this. I know this probably made you mad last week. I know this made you mad. My buddy got hit by a car last week at the gas pump, man.
Sorry to hear about it.
But he's like, but he got hit by a car, shoot. That gas shortage live, man. It's live about the gas shortage.
Right.
I know you probably looked at this thing cool and go like, what the hell is going on out here?
See what I'm doing? I'm censoring my words to what I'm dang. I would say all the people you see fighting online and got all them barrels of stuff and gas, they will not be able to vote either. A lot of people's voting privileges, I can't even say the word. A lot of things need to be revoked. They're revoking a lot of, but I'm serious. That would be my goal as a president. Make sure certain people can drive, make sure certain people can work certain places, own businesses. I mean, my whole, you talk about this, what do they call it? Background check. My background check, that I would change the whole thing. Because none of again, in the voting thing, a lot of people would not be able to vote. A lot of people. And I would have certain questions on that test. Now they could lie or whatever, but I know they could.
Hey, look, man. Hey, you surely would be a good CEO then.
Well, I mean, to me, well, not to me, it is fair. I'm not gonna say to me, it is fair because it's affecting our people. Everybody else is getting a piece of the pie or getting what they need, but we haven't got anything, and that's not right in nature. In nature, that's not right. And if nature, you're the most dominant or you're the most populated people in the Americas, because we are the American Indian. We're not nothing else. This is our land. This is our lineage. We belong to this land. This is our signature. This is our right to this land. Why are we getting treated the worst?
Well,
So me saying this stuff is not hateful or nothing like that. It's common sense. Everybody else does that in their land, right? So
yep. Now I'm gonna say this to you in a context there. Now you see, like you said, that you would do that as CEO, right?
or as president, yeah.
They look at well, president CEO of the United States, yeah. So that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a president, okay, fine. And they be saying, "Oh, you're terrible." Hey, look, but I'm gonna tell you something. You are right. Some people need to get their card pulled right now. Like, get that card pulled. You don't deserve it because you've been doing dumb stuff all your life. You've been leading your children,
Yeah.
grandchildren, others to destruction.
Yeah.
Now, I want to give like I said, the same day Paul Mooney died, Malcolm X died. Well, no, it was his birthday. My fault. Not the same day he died. That's my fault. It's my fault.
I was like, he's alive.
No, the same birthday. But this is when he was born. But Malcolm X died in February. But what I'm saying is that we don't think of because at least they were saying things, right?
Right.
But Malcolm X's words are still prevalent today. There's nothing wrong with that. But when the words are still prevalent today and you have an advance on it, that's a big problem.
Well, let's talk about this. If we want to talk about the words that still focus for today. The term black. Malcolm used to talk about this. There was a whole segment I seen on YouTube 2 or 3 years ago when he was using the term black. He said, when you call yourself black, you're setting yourself up for failure. So when I see these woke people and I see somebody in the chat room, no disrespect to you, but I'm gonna keep it real. I see this red, black, and green shit. That's not it no more. That's not it. It needs to be another flag. No disrespect to you. I'm not trying to be hateful or nothing like that. But Malcolm said this whole black woke thing and African American thing and all raising your fist. That's not it. Man, that was never it. Black means shadow, means slave. It means nothingness. It means dead. It means nothing. So you're calling yourself black. Even when you call yourself white, you understand in 1828 what that term meant too. We got to stop doing this shit. That's what I'm saying. I can't be worried about other people and all this. I got to be worried people watching this NBA and this NFL calling themselves black. All these women with them head wraps and all this that's, I mean, and African warrior and Kemet, I studied all that stuff. I know that, but it didn't do anything. And it's not who you are. None of you idiots are Egyptian. None of you idiots are from Africa. Okay. And if you were, you would have a family that you were connected with, right? And you would be over there.
We got a special queen in the building named Dr. Carmen Johnson.
You're doing, Dr. Carmen. Much respect.
Yeah.
So again, when so-called black folks want to change and do something different, they'll be ready. But I don't want y'all holding me back or holding people back that are trying to do something different. Just like Kwame was talking about, y'all, all this black, woke, and proud stuff, all this kind of stuff. But the minute we need something done, none of them are there.
The man said you take it to church, Coolicc.
And he said too, y'all didn't pick this up. And he may know, he may not know, but he mentioned he's Geechee or Gullah. If you understand what the Geechee and Gullah are, those are actually Aborigines of the Carolinas. These are not African people that were whatever gone. These are actually indigenous Aborigines of that land in the Carolinas. These Gullah Geechee people. These are actually Indians. It's a tribe. So when he's saying he's Geechee, he's talking about some real stuff there. I don't know if y'all caught that. If you know about Gullah Geechee history.
Oh no! I was looking for it in the chat, man. That's what I was looking for. I was like, I didn't see that in the chat. You see that in the chat? I was like, nah, I thought you was talking about somebody said that in the chat.
No, no, no. I'm just saying, like a lot of people think that stuff is again from these pro-black and from the European standpoint, they think it's an African thing. No, the Gullah Geechee thing is a pure Carolina American thing. That has nothing to do with an African lineage. If you actually know about the Gullah Geechee thing,
Hey man,
when he's saying he's Geechee, he's saying like, okay, like this is what it is. You know.
well, he might have made a spell check here, but he said you own it, man.
Hey, much respect, Big Jim. I mean, again, when y'all are, when black folks are ready to move on and do something different, again, you don't got to be violent. You ain't got to do none of that. You just have to put your attention and time into something else. I mean, is that easy? Like with the feminism and his simpism and all that. I mean, you just have to, again, a man has to psychologically be totally different about women. It's hard, but
hold on, Coolicc. I gotta say something here because I know you made a show last Sunday, man. And this is a big topic with the women. Some people hate it, some people love it. It's about what's his guy name? Kevin Samuels. What's his name? Kevin Samuels. That's it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I knew about him before he hit the mainstream.
Because women hate him and some women love him.
And pretty much,
but I see a lot of women talk about it.
Well, his content before he became popular was really, really talking about the male side and psyche, how the male needs improve. He wasn't really going to the female thing yet. I mean, he was doing a little bit, but it was really mainly focused on men. And this is when he had about 15 to 20,000 subscribers. Now he's got almost 800,000, a million. So I've been watching him and knowing about his stuff back then. But nobody was complaining about when he was, getting on men or whatever they got to do, this and that. Nobody was complaining. But when he looked on the other side and said, okay, we need to examine this side too and focus on what's going on there, that's where all hell broke loose. But why is that? I mean, I know why. I mean, I'm asking the people in the chat room why is that? So,
you know what? This guy, Big Jimmy. Yeah, this is the guy. This is my buddy from down here. He probably live about 15 minutes away.
Right.
Yeah, look, man. He do comedy, man. He got to come on. You got to get this guy on your show, man. Hey, this guy. He say you own it, man. He said we don't understand who we are in this United States.
We don't. What's up, Don? I mean, we don't. It's obvious. I mean, again, the out of Africa theory came from a European Jewish guy. What is his name? Melville Herskovitz or something like that. Yeah, Melville Herskovitz.
He was kind of fat and chunky too.
He was what now? I missed what you say.
I think the picture I saw him was kind of fat and chunky.
Yeah, well,
I go back and look at his picture.
He's got
that's not the issue. But go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just making sure it's the right person because he's a white dude with glasses. But yeah, I mean, you have to look at that. Would the Asian community have a black person or a so-called black person tell them about their history? The outer Asian theory? No. Would the Jewish community? No. Would the Latino community? No. But we as so-called blacks, the real Indians, we have let Europeans tell us who we are. Something's not right there. I mean, somebody should snap into just like that. It shouldn't be, oh, well, no, you should snap right into it. Go, what's something wrong with that? Because they can write you off your own land without being violent. They can make a horse believe it's a damn bird. And that's what they did with us.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. You might be right about that daggone thing. Because let me say something to you. I was thinking about the other day. And I don't even use horses. I just use, the word turd I use more is sheep. And it's kind of like a sheep in the lion's den right now. I mean, right. If I was to count right now, I would say probably what Bill Gates say. His what did he say? That we should try to get the population down to 500 million, something like that, right?
I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
Well, I'm not getting into too much. What I'm saying, he might be, with the stupidity going on with a lot of folks, he might get a good half of that. Possibly. I just know you sheep in the lion's den, man.
Well, what I don't like is, we're millennials and you have Generation Z. We should at least understand the game and tactics, right? Because we have the playbook now. we could go, okay, we have all this information. We got this internet. We got these libraries. We got people telling us stuff. We got these podcasts. You get all this knowledge about certain things, right? But we're still doing what previous generations did. So really, there's a problem going on with the person and the man and woman in the mirror going on. Why do I choose to do certain things? I'm seeing people in their cars with this on their face like this in their cars. Something mentally is going on there.
Hey, man. Hey, Coolicc, man. Look at, man. I go bike riding, right?
Right.
Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody checked rode a bike before in their life. It didn't, it's all right, man. Maybe you didn't, but it is. So, and you never can be too assumptions.
Right.
But let me say something to you, Coolicc. I saw a dude riding a bike with a mask.
I see people running. Yeah. Running with them. I see people running with them.
Well, let's be dead honest. When you ride the bike, right? Any exercise, running, bike, whatever, right? I ain't seen guys play basketball with a mask on. I don't know how you can do that. Your lungs have to expand, right?
Right.
Hello, you can actually fall out, right?
Right.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, I know you looking at that thing like, what is wrong? And then you're in your own car, man, like for real. Now, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. 95% of the time, I would not put the damn motherfucker on. If I really gotta go to the store, but 95% of the time, I won't do it. You know why?
Why is it?
Because, like I said, and we ain't gonna get too much into stuff because for the woke police come out after us, or after my channel this time, right?
Right.
But because I mean, we done had plenty of conversations. We used to go goddamn stupid, but on the ground mafia, hey, you have to, say things to beat their little algorithms.
Right.
So when I look at it, I'm like, okay, if you read the sign, don't go forward and trust the science nonsense. But if you read everything that's going on, when Trump told you this thing was a daggone hoax, that's all you. After that, you already knew it was a socialist, communist takeover. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. I mean, from the part of buying all the farmland, genetic mosquitoes. And let me say something. I was in the store, and sometimes I'll do a test to see something I used to buy. I don't really drink coffee, but this morning I did have like a decaf coffee from Wawa, but I did it for an experiment to see something. Because you ain't got to drink the whole cup. You can throw the whole one away. Sometimes you have to do an experiment. Now, this cup used to cost $152. This morning it costs $175, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I go get my wheat bread and stuff and loaves of bread, I usually eat some wheat bread or whatever. I'm going to see how much it used to cost and how much. Because a lot of people don't know. You hear them talking about raising minimum wage, right?
Right.
All this stuff, right? Well, you can do that when you got a drawn down workforce. A lot of people are not coming back to work. Then also you drive down, if you got the minimum wage up, that also means the inflation goes up, right?
Right.
They've been printing money like crazy, right?
Right.
So you got to understand, why is this coffee costing $152 and that's $175?
Mm-hmm.
So people saying, well, that's 20 cents, but at the end of the day, how many people buying that same small coffee cup? That's a whole lot of 20 cents, man.
Right.
You get where I'm going. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, your chicken legs, I don't even eat chicken hardly. Man, I don't even eat them in a while. But I'm just telling you that, I mean, what did the guy told me it was $3.50 and now it's $5? Do you realize what's happening? I mean, gas prices. And let me, by the way, before I want to get back to the Paul Mooney if I get off. The fact that they were able to do that showed me how. Come on, Coolicc, man. They told you they paid $4 to $5 million. You got an oil company you claim in daggone ransom, and that's all you get is $4 to $5 million. You didn't get $1 billion. You know this was a white hat CIA operation, and they just were trying to daggone make people buy gas and get a lot of money. Man, we had gas stations down here in Virginia, man, that were charging people like $4.99. And I met one guy. He said, "Man, I remember you, man. You DJ my wife's party, man." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What you doing here, man?" He said, "Man, them other gas stations packed, man. I'm just getting me some gas. Look here, bro.
Right.
The gas station, $3.99, that one, right?
Right.
You go in the store. This little Indian, Pakistani in there. But I was at work, so I had to fill up the work truck. That ain't coming out of my pocket because I wouldn't have went there, right?
Right.
But I asked him, "Y'all really have a shortage?" Because they also had a limit. You could only get $15
Wow.
on the gas.
Wow.
So you got $3.99, you only got $15, right?
Right.
You ain't getting shit.
Right.
But he said, "No, we're not out of gas. We just, when y'all buy so much, the inventory coming in the mall whenever it comes in, right?"
Right.
So there never was no shortage, man.
Yeah. Right.
But they had the whole East Coast, and this company controlled 45% of the pipeline. But now, I'm just asking you. You know it's not only one pipeline on the East Coast, right? You know that, right?
That's right.
So you could have got the other pipeline on. That's what you say. But this is the point. The company cut the pipeline off. The hacker you claim didn't do anything. Now, the other thing is, they're saying a hacker stopped the pipeline. He didn't do nothing with the oil. He got in your computer system. He didn't do nothing with the oil. I'm like, who's writing these scripts? Who's believing this crap? But you know what? The people at them gas stations were believing it. Man, I almost hit somebody, Coolicc, man, because I was like, dang, they almost in traffic. No, I'm saying they were almost in traffic, but I mean, they had the thing lined up like they were going in the car wash or something, man. You had to see this, man. I mean, this thing was wow. I mean, it just made you want to get home as fast as you could, man.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it online. I mean, like I said, these people would not be able to vote, and stuff like that. Those that were, people do need the gas. You got to go places, work, school, gym, whatever people are doing. You gotta get your gas. I get it. But at the same time, when you support these movements that these people are testing on them, you have to go under. In other words, when things go astray, there's certain people that's going to get it, and there's certain people that's not going to get it. But it goes back to people that are selfish, ignorant, and don't want to change. And this all results in what? Feminism, racism, Black Lives Matter, all this stuff that has messed up the balance that people are going for, the jab, all this kind of stuff. So again, when so-called Black folks are ready to do something different, they will do it. But all you guys have to do is change your attention, know who you are, and don't do this pro-Black Marcus Garvey, all this crap, because Marcus Garvey, I'm going to say this on here too, was with the people that you don't like. He was with these Europeans that were coming up with this Darwinism and this out of Africa theory and trying to write you off your own land and take you back to another land you have no rights to at all. But you guys are still doing this, raising the fist and all this mess. That ain't got you nowhere, and still calling yourself Black. So these people are the same woke and woke police. You guys are the same people. You just don't know you are. So when y'all are ready to change and do something different, and actually respect your ancestors, because there's another thing too. I'm a huge believer in this. If you're not respecting your ancestors and your own ancestral land, you're not going to get your privileges. You're not going to get your blessings. You calling somebody else's name and they might be the devil. And that's why you're having hard times.
Well, let me ask you a question about that.
Because we're putting a spell on ourselves. I'm always going to
ask you a question about that. I will say this, that I always say. When they give you an agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're dictating the narrative, the problem, the agenda. You always have to flip the agenda back on them.
And I would say agenda one we need to do. Every Black man and woman needs to not watch no more NFL and NBA ever again, unless they own their own leagues. But how hard is that going to be? They talk about they want to be Black and woke, but they can't even stop watching the NBA and NFL.
Hey, I know you called it a circus attraction.
Yeah, I mean it's simple. I mean that's not marching. That's just literally people taking their attention, doing something else, and not supporting these media entities. That's
Well,
simple. It don't cost no money. It don't cost no time. You just not. I mean, again, y'all want to move forward, but if you can't do that, I don't want to hear this raising the fist and all this bullshit. I mean, y'all are a joke. I just said don't watch the shit. That ain't hardcore. That's not violent. That's just simple.
let me say something. Let me get back to one thing before we leave. What is so tell me some other inspiration that you got from Paul Mooney.
Well, he's always been a free spirit. You want to be a free spirit. You want to be a thinker. You want to think inside and outside the box, not just outside. You want to think outside, inside, on the corners of it, on the 3D, on the 4D, or the 6D, whatever. You want to be a multitasker when it comes to your thinking ability and inability. So you always want to constantly update your operating system. How do you change? How do you correct? You know what I mean? You always want to do that. You always want to get better and better at your craft or crafts. So Paul Mooney, kept up with the times, kept up with the current events, and he could flip it with his technique and comedic value and timing. So he literally was if you will, he was a motivational speaker, but he did it in a comedic value where people could inherit it and receive it as food. So he was a genius in that sense where he could shapeshift, as Dick Rigger would say, and be a magician so people could get what's going on.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I looked at him like Dick Traeger is the. I mean, even if you want to use George Carlin, and Eddie Griffin had a good skit the other day
Yeah,
as
he did.
well.
He did. He
But
did. He did.
I look at it like this: Paul Mooney is a rare breed, among all others, right?
Right.
Because Steve Harvey, he really ain't that funny. Cedric, he really ain't that funny. I mean, I actually like Bernie Mac. I thought he was okay, but I mean, the comedy has even changed because you can't say something like who was it? Chris Rock?
Oh,
Is it Chris Rock or was it Dave Chappelle? I think it was Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. One of them said, "But you can say nigga, but you can't say faggot" or something like that. Which one was that? I forgot. Dave Chappelle, right? Yeah,
might have
Dave
been.
Chappelle.
It might have been.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is the stuff that you used to know and love, right,
Mm-hmm.
has been corporatized, taken over, and really, to tell you the truth, they actually tell you what you can and what you can't say. That's why I actually like what Kwame Brown did because, hey, look, he's just telling you what it is, and that's the way it goes.
But guess whose fault that is, though?
That's our fault.
That's right. Because all we got to
Yeah.
do is stand. All Dave Chappelle got to do is stand on a street corner, on a platform, on a soapbox, right? Hand out like little posters, if you will, right? And there's his media right there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need these HBOs and stuff like that. I mean, you get what I'm saying? That's our fault. We are to complain about something that's not even ours, and all we got to do is stand in the corner on the soapbox and do his thing.
Well, I said this to a friend of mine the other day. Matter of fact, Big Jimmy Comedy TV. Matter of fact, I told him, look, bro. I told him, look, the problem we got, the world we living in, right?
Right.
The smart people is not the ones that went to college and got the best degrees and all that. These woke elitists, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're some of the dumbest on earth. Okay, but you got the dumb people running the show, and you get smart people. Like really, to tell you the truth, all jokes aside, you know how they say they millionaires, they got all this money.
Right.
I don't even ask for the money. I'm doing it. I just like to do a video, or whatever, it just gives people knowledge and reach out to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But damn, I mean, you would think that Coolic's Cash App run that ball, King BJ, 1919 BJ, when them makes me riding. I mean, all that money them guys got, they don't need you can get that money else because y'all ain't doing them or taking up space, but y'all holding people back too with this shit y'all doing, right?
They are.
So you might say, donate to my cash and run that ball. I don't even know how to say it. I just people do it, they do it. They do it at the kind of hot, whatever it is. But what I'm saying is that I'm saying that, you know, that old saying to feed the fish for, feed the fish for a day and all that, right?
Right.
These people ain't feeding you no information but crap. You ain't getting no fish. You ain't getting no, you look, you be lucky to get a crumb, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is that the distractions, side shows, and all that, there's a lot of people that can put it aside, but there's a lot of people that can't. And the people that can't, we know, just like you said, once I'm gonna be dead on with you. Like you said, you got the mask on your face, right? In your car. They got you, man. I already know what type of person you are.
And that's what I'm saying. Forget about these big corporations and these big names and the Gates, the Bills, and all this. Now the time is to actually talk about the consumers and what they're doing wrong. So we've already done that. Talk about these people that are buying these shoes, that are buying these clothes, and that are watching these programs. We have to talk about them now. We need to make videos about them.
Well, I know you and
That's
Rex had a conversation one day about what's this girl name? Tamika Mallory. That's it. Now she's on every show. She's all over the place on Stephen Colbert and all that, right? But she made a thing talking about that they made a deal with Cadillac to put more of them, the women in commercials, right?
Right.
She never said nothing black men. But watch this, there, Coolicc. You know what I'm about to go with this. Cadillac doing that, right? I don't see that many people driving Cadillac. I see them, but I see older ones. Mostly Benz, Benz, Audi, whatever the case may be. We know what these cars they like to get.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me my Ford Escape and just keep it going. I don't need all these fancy cars and all that. But what I'm saying is,
I do, but not mine. But I do. I'm gonna have my Ferrari.
Well, it is what it is. More power to you. But what I'm saying is, we have to, in a context,
right.
We have in a context,
Right.
Look at the side shows and think about this stuff. She's saying they did that, but I'm like, I mean, let's be honest, man. Women, the reason they cater so much on commercial because women are the biggest consumers. They know who's going to buy.
Facts.
So, I mean, like, I remember a couple of years ago, this girl was talking, and I just asked her just one day, why you and your homegirls go to the bar to buy drinks every week? And she was like,
what drinks?
Huh?
She probably said she don't have to buy them.
No, that's not what she said. She actually said that, I'd like to go get a drink and stuff. But I said, wouldn't it be easier if you were doing this to get a bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you cut the cost. I mean, like, you paying what? I mean, shit, probably about $10 for one cup.
Right.
When you can buy the whole bottle, probably about 15, and they're gonna have it as long as you want. Just small things like that. Now, like I said, you out of town, you with a girl or whatever, you might do it, right, but not every week. Do this, make some stuff on occasion or no occasion at all, right? You know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say that, brother, because I just look at it's too much free spending. Now, I was talking to Turner, a big Jimmy Comedy TV, and he was over here the other day, and we had talking. We were saying all the unemployment money they gave out and everything, right? All that stuff, right? Some people getting probably like $900 a month or more. You should take that money and invest in business. Don't buy no PS4 and no TV. Invest that money and get a business, man. Okay, see, this is a woman we can get with, like Dr. Carmen Johnson. I'm a serious saver. I like nice things, but love to save. Right. Don't make sense to make someone else rich. Dr. Carmen, you are one of, well, not a few women, because I know some other women that do it, but you are a commodity. So we thank you.
Right. And much respect, Dr. Johnson. Much respect.
You are a commodity, and we respect you a lot for that, because some women say, man, I got to get my hair done. I got to get my nails done. I got to get my feet done. I gotta get this, that. I'm like, dang, look here, man. I'm I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I got to start asking some of these chicks, man. Are y'all living in a cartoon or something, man? Cause y'all, man, y'all got more makeup.
I would be fine with it if they were not exporting their money to other communities that didn't care about them. I would be like, cool. If the money was circulating in this indigenous community, it was had their own nail and own indigenous nail community. I wouldn't care. Now, I don't support the weed thing and all that, but let's say the weed business was owned by so-called black women and they were making billions off it. I mean, at least they were doing that, but they giving billions to somebody else and they don't care about y'all. Jokes on you. Not no black man's fault. It's your fault.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right, man. You had saying your self responsibility is the best possibility, and Dr. Common is making a lot of sense.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah. Like I always say, brother, I got a lot of respect for you, and I hope that your channel, that they would stop messing with you, because that Dr. Phil Valentine interview was very good. It's very good.
Yeah, I think there's a guy. What's his name? Before you go, because you need to see this interview, and I want him to shout him out online. Hold on, what's his name? Because he was on. He had Dr. Phil on the other day.
Not Black Magic.
No, not him. Dang, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it in a bit. Let's see. His name is King Simon. You ever heard of King Simon?
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, so he had Dr. Phil Valentine on there. What he did, which was smart, he had him on there and he sent out a private YouTube link. So whoever got that link could see it, but it wasn't like public. So, they can't take it down, if you will, like that, because it's not out there in the public. But whoever had that private link, which I had it, so that's what you got to do when you're talking about some real shit on their platform.
What do you got, like a VPN?
No, so you know how like you have the private links you can do, like you have the what do you call it? Like you have the private link, then you have something else called I can't remember, man. But then they take these links too, and what they do is also they unlist it and they put it on Patreon.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So you have the Patreon thing you can do, and you have the private link. So whoever wants to see it, you put a banner out there and say, hey, we're gonna have Dr. Phil on there. We're gonna, hey, whoever. Then you send it a private link, and therefore it's not public. And therefore it'll be only the people that you want to see it, so they can't report it and all this kind of bullshit. And then boom.
Well, that's something good right there. We gotta check into that, because the interview you had with him was crazy. Actually, I was listening to him in the car. We had come to think about that. That day was a very weird day for me. That was 3 weekends ago now, man.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you about this story before I go, because I was listening to your story with him in the car. But we had police all through my neighborhood. There was a shooting in the neighborhood. Young brother got mad with his ex-girlfriend, shot her. And the guy that I guess was dating her or whatever, he shot him. The guy was laying down naked in the middle of the street. But, it is what it is. Police were around here knocking on my door at 4 in the morning.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and this goes to anybody on the sex thing. Men, you need to stop fighting other men over a woman that you're not married to. If she's not your wife, you shouldn't be killing and fighting over her. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all need help. Because a lot of men that are in jail or in prison is because of a woman. Now it's their choice. They made the choice. They were stupid enough to be like that. Again, they're in prison because of drugs, because they're trying to impress some woman. They're in prison because they didn't fought or killed over a woman. They didn't stole checks, did all this legal blue collar and white collar crimes because of a woman. But they chose to be there. I'm just saying, men, y'all got to do this shit for you. And once you start doing shit for you, you're going to see the magic. And then you're going to see a real woman come in your life too. So when you worship witches and you do things for witches, you get the bitches.
Well, I just remember the police coming knocking on the door, and I said, what the hell is going on at 4 o'clock in the morning? And then, they came out with a mobile command unit and stuff. And they asked me, do you, I said, look, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, man. I don't know nothing. I'm asleep, man. So.
Yeah. Witches and simps rule the world right now, but we're at a high level of witchcraft. Y'all need to study the Salem witchcraft stores. Y'all, you know about that, Bernard?
Yeah, I know about this. Hey, look, man. You know, I think that was in what's that? The Salem witchcraft was in the 1600s, right? Yeah. Look, you know what?
That's going on right
Let
now.
me tell you something, man. I was a child, man. You know, when you was a child, you used to watch Scooby Doo or something, right?
Right.
And they had a um actually one of the episodes was about the witches of Salem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, that's a crazy story. So I got a dictionary and I started reading the stuff. And I said, yo, this Salem witchcraft was actually some real stuff, though.
Yes, it was.
And I
And
remember that.
they read up, right? They read up. They transport. And this gonna let me not say that because that's gonna sound weird. In other words, they're okay. Let me not say that. That's happening again nowadays. So what we're dealing with right now are witches. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, the Wicca and all this. They're actually that's their manual. That's oh man. Let me not say it. But in other words, we're dealing with witches today. Y'all need, and I'm not saying this to be funny, whatever. That's what's going on here.
Well, see, I'm going to say something to you, Coolicc. You know, a lot of people look at witchcraft and what is it, voodoo and all this stuff, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
They look at it like just some crazy superstition. No, a lot of this stuff is real, man, what they be doing, man.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, though, it come out of somebody's mind, and it's just a person exercising their power, man. That's all it is.
Think about this. Who ruled the plantation? Who really ruled the plantation? I'm talking about when they had these so-called black slaves. Who ruled the plantation?
We did.
The white witch.
Right. Yeah, white witch. Yeah.
It wasn't the white man, it was the white witch. All she had to do, think about this. All she had to do was little nigga Jimmy, nigga Jim or whatever, one of the slaves looked at me weird or whatever. Then everybody's head is getting chopped up and it's on a stick. That's witchcraft. And simps, they're minions, they do it.
Yeah, a lot of times.
That's called power. That's called witchcraft. I don't know how.
A lot of times we got blood to make these happen.
Yes.
Now, I want to say when I said we did, really to tell you the truth, if it's more of us than them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really got the power, but you don't know it because you're thinking in the mind of a slave, So that's interesting.
And who these black men were really scared of back then was the white woman.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to play a movie. I was trying to play Mandingo on here. They copyrighted that because a lot of people haven't seen it. I was surprised about that. And just study that movie. Look at.
Wait a minute. That's Mandingo. Wait a minute. Is Mandingo? Now, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Ain't Mandingo the one where the guy got mad through the guy in the hot tub of water?
That's right, with Ken Norton. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. That's it. Yeah, he threw him in a hot tub of water.
Every black man.
He found out he sleep with a white woman.
Every black man needs to see that movie. I mean, it's funny.
He tried to poke him with a fork too, right?
Say again.
He tried to poke him with that long fork or something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he threw him in that hot tub. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I remember that movie, man.
Underground Rail. Is that a show? Yeah, you said series.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a show with the guy that got caught up in Chicago that said he got what I'm talking about, the guy that was on Empire.
Justin Smollett.
What is that her sister on that show? You said new series. Hold on, they did another series of it. Is it old?
Yeah, they did another series. Yeah.
No, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I could check this out. I didn't know that. Okay. But yeah, I mean,
yes, but
we're dealing with.
I'm saying yes to Underground Railroad, but she did mention that she was watching it over the last right now on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. New, yes, on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'm gonna see because I didn't know.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for letting Coolicc.
I thought the show ended.
Hey, Coolicc, man. Hey, look, man. Hey, Coolicc.
I'm listening. I can hear you.
We got a lot of information, but it's always good when somebody in check gives information that you don't know. Dr. Commons, he's on it. right?
That's right. Because Dr. Carver knows what you're talking about. So
She said blew her mind.
But y'all study them Salem witch trials and y'all study the mandate. But again, like we're dealing with modern day witchcraft.
Hey, Coolicc, you just gave me something to do, man. You know what I'm gonna do, man?
What's that?
When I get up in the morning, I'm gonna go back and read them Salem witch trials again, man. I mean, it's always good to reinvent yourself and go back and find the information again.
Right.
I mean, you always read it, but it's always something that you could have missed that you could always use.
Well, the minions, they're under mind control, what they're choosing to do. But again, all this is under witchcraft. Why this shit's so fucked up right now?
Well,
and that's why that shit was so serious back then, if you understand the game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. I just want you to, keep on doing what you're doing. We gotta stay out of this YouTube jail because people be saying, "Where you at, man?" I said, "Look, man, they got him in YouTube purgatory shit. It happens."
Yeah, I get. Hold on, let me do my fingers. I got 2 strikes, and if I get another one, they're gonna delete it. So, I mean, again, those that support me, thank you very much. But we should have our own media platform by now.
Let's make sure that the people support you. Go ahead and charge your cap. Well, you just run that ball, but you shout out.
Ball. Those want to support. Again, I use the money I get to get better gear, make it sound good. Because I'm audio engineer, make it sound good, make it look better. Another thing I need to invest is a camera, make things look better. Because this is only 720p. You want to at least have 1080p. If you could do 4K, that's even better. But at least you want to have 1080p on these streaming platforms because you want to have a certain look, and then that's going to actually boost you up in their algorithm and all this kind of shit. So, you just want your shit looking fly, sounding good. If you're a serious podcaster here and you want to get it out there, this is how you got to do it. So again, those who support me, this is what I use the money for. And much respect to Dr. Carmen and Bernard. Much respect to you, man. Great show, and thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, man. Just like I said, take your time and we gotta make sure you stay out. So donate to Coolicc, run that ball, and when this guy Big Jimmy Comedy TV, I'm gonna make sure you get in contact with you, man, because he got some comedy he want to tell you.
I'm down for that. And you can pass my information to Comedy TV, and much respect to y'all.
All right, take your time, bro.
All right, peace out.
Mm-hmm.